bodies seen in the Maypen Cemetery. Delona Fleming was in the vicinity and tells us more.
Bodies stacked in separate piles on the ground, some stored in wooden boxes at various sections of the Maypen Cemetery. Even as evidence suggests the body count is steadily rising, residents from the area used their cellular phones to capture graphic images of the scene.
Like, I beg film life, seem to own set. You see? Or what is so? And the rest of people, I see some woman, I never look on them. Because I couldn't take the stomach to see how them stay. See, and a little woman is like, she have a baby. Either some baby or something come out between her and them go in, you see? You see, like she pregnant or something, and she dead with that. Oh, that look awful, man. Two set of people, you know. You have a set of man up on one side, and if you go to morning at the Maypen, you find a next set. A people like a pale woman, but me wouldn't go watch them one day, because I couldn't take the sight of them one day.
When our news team ventured near to the cemetery, the stench of decomposing flesh hovered in the midday air. Many of the residents gathered near to the cemetery in an effort to take the bodies of their loved ones for burial. Our news team observed a bus from the Madden's funeral home making several trips into the cemetery, even as police military teams stood guard. At one point, tensions rose as gunfire rang out nearby, sending residents scrambling for cover, but no one was injured. Meanwhile, Acting Deputy Commissioner Glenmore Hines noted that post-mortems will be conducted on all the bodies and insisted the security forces acted professionally.
The cemetery has a superintendent in charge of the cemetery, and certainly the operational cemetery are in fact aware of the activity. We did indicate that the process of disposing of the bodies are in keeping with our laws.
The information minister said fingerprinting and photographs will be used to identify the bodies which are yet to be buried.
Bodies that have been buried between yesterday continuing into today. The reports that we have is that 15 badly decomposed bodies have been and are being processed for burial by the government pathologists in conjunction with a private funeral home.
It's a situation which has incensed former Prime Minister Edward Seaga.
When a mother thinks that her son is in detention up at the arena, and therefore, after she's been let out, looking forward to reuniting with him, and she goes there and he's not there, she knows he's dead. And when she goes to the morgue or this large container that they have to try and find him, and she don't find him, where is he? In an unmarked, unknown grave in Maypen. What kind of country is this? It's a damn disgrace.
Delona Fleming, CVM News.
The National Democratic Movement says the police-military operation in Tivoli Gardens is now becoming a massacre. The party is calling for a full and thorough investigation into the operation. The NDM has said it recognizes there are dangerous criminals in Tivoli and other garrisons in Jamaica, highlighting they pose a serious threat to citizens of Jamaica and the security of the state, but warns criminality must be addressed in accordance with the law. The party also appealed to Prime Minister Bruce Golding to break his silence and account personally to the people of his constituency. Of Parliament for Western Kingston, Edward Seaga, describes as a human rights disaster the events taking place in Tivoli Gardens. Today, he's demanding that the police operation be called off because, in his estimation, several innocent persons have been killed by the security forces and still no guns have been recovered. He calls it the Labor Day Massacre.
The death toll is over 100. Take that from me. And that's only a part of Tivoli. I don't know what it is in the rest of Tivoli or in Denham Town. It'll probably be 130 or more. Is it worth it to find one man who escaped?
According to him, it was a police-military operation which failed.
How can you be talking about gunmen in a battle and you don't have any guns? Where are the guns? Ask yourself that question and you realize something is wrong.
For former MP for West Kingston Edward Siaga, the current occurrences in Tivoli Gardens are all too familiar. He points to similar police military operations in 1997 and 2001, where several civilians were killed and hardly any weapons found. Mr. Siaga believes the time has come for the lawmen to change their strategy because too many innocent people are dying.
You've got to do your detective work, find out where the persons you are looking for are to be found, and do what is necessary with high technology, and I'm not specifying that. They should know what I mean. High technology to find out where that person goes. And then you go after them. You don't have to do this clumsy sort of operation because it don't matter how much poor people you kill. We want the criminals to be out of the constituency. We want the society to be cleaned up. But you're not going to get it done this way. Wheel and come again.
He referred to the issue of trust as the reason residents did not leave the community when they were asked by the police high command a day before the shooting began.
I heard when the notice came over. It was 4 to 5 o'clock in the evening. The people did not want to leave. They don't know where they're going. They don't trust being taken anywhere under any arrangements by the police or by soldiers. They don't trust them. Do you believe that they would have responded? With the hours of darkness coming, they don't know where they're going to sleep, taking their little children. No, no. That was pure stupidity, pure bungling.
Meanwhile, from all accounts, it's an operation which is far from over. Christopher Coke is yet to be captured, while there's a strong police military presence in the community. This is what the former Prime Minister believes should happen now.
Coke must give up himself to take the pressure off this business of searching to the extent that they're searching for him. He must give up himself. If he wants to live, he must give up himself. Secondly, the Prime Minister must decide whether he can be the kind of constituency representative that the constituency requires, and if so, to do his duty as such. If he can't be, then he must consider resigning.
He's also taken issue with the approach of head of the Peace Management Initiative, Bishop Harold Blair.
Disappointing. Not using any analytical experiences he had from the previous incident in 2001. You don't just go there and hand poor people food and say, okay, sit down here till the next package comes. They want to get out. That's what you must call for.
And the sooner the better. It's under this premise he's calling on the Prime Minister to take decisive action.
If the Prime Minister is going to stay there, he must act as a Prime Minister. He cannot have the military dictating to him. Otherwise, he's no longer a leader. He's a lame duck. He must exercise his authority as a leader and take command of the situation. Get them out of there and get the police out of there. Free up the people to go and get something to eat and to live a normal life again. There's nothing for them to find down there. They're wasting time.
He says he hasn't been in Tivoli Gardens since 2005, but Mr. Siaga says once the state of emergency has ended, he will visit the area. Now, meanwhile,